Steam Loco number 6325, the big Grand Trunk Western steam locomotive, is a Northern Type U3B 484. It was totally rebuilt at the Ohio Central Railroad's Morgan Run, Ohio shops. It is in pristine condition as it is being towed out of the shops after being fired up and brought back to life in the fall of 2001 in its inaugural year. The steam engine will pull the passenger special to Columbus. The Big Northern is pushed back to its train. Note the pristine engine with its newly polished drive rods glistening on the 73-inch drive wheels. The Loco has 59,000 pounds of tractive force. We are in Denison, Ohio in the winter of 2004. Two Ohio Central F9 passenger engines in their Pennsy colors head past the Denison Depot in eastern Ohio hill country. The train pulled the passenger special from Coshocton, Ohio, east to Denison on this cold winter day. Photographer Rich Scheid photographed the Big Northern as it headed west past the Denison Depot. The train is flying its old colors on the tender for this photographer special. The cold winter temperatures produce more steam and smoke than in the summertime. We see 6325 crossing the Stillwater River on the west side of Denison. The locomotive was built by Alco in 1942 for the Grand Trunk Western. This Big Northern served as a dual-purpose passenger and freight locomotive, hauling both types of trains between Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, and Port Huron. West of Uricksville, 6325 roars through a scenic curve with a big head of steam enveloping the train. We're now back at the Denison Depot, where we've joined a photo line for the passenger special. This was one of the photo specials put on by the Ohio Central Railroad. Number 6325 provides some great stack talk as it passes by the depot. The Ohio Central has been the rail fans' best friend, so make sure you rail fans support this railroad. The Big Northern backs to the depot and then puts on a great show of steam and smoke for the photographers. After this run-by, the engineer is told to put the passenger special in the siding because a westbound coal train is going to be given the right-of-way ahead of the steam special. The Ohio Central westbound coal train comes through town passing the steam special in the siding. The loaded coal train has an ex-Southern Pacific locomotive on the point and 2 Ohio Central locomotives pushing on the rear. Notice the great color scheme of the Ohio Central Railroad. "6325 then pulls out of the siding by the depot and heads west with lots of steam and whistle blowing for all the crossings. "6325 crosses the Stillwater River with plenty of stack talk and is bathed by the sun this time as it crosses the bridge on the west side of Denison on this cold winter day. The Ohio Central Railroad has the largest collection of steam locomotives in America. The roster is made up of 9 steam locomotives, 3 F9 diesels, and a couple of F3s, as well as 25 plus coaches. 6 of those steam locomotives have been restored in the last 15 years. "6325 is again seen coming through the S-curve west of Uricksville on its way back to Coshocton, Ohio. We catch the 6325 near Port Washington, Ohio, with plenty of white steam and smoke on this 15-degree winter day. The Big Northern comes under the footbridge at West Lafayette, east of Coshocton and Morgan Run, pulling the train effortlessly. Only the clanking of the rods lets us know she is passing by. The sun has set in Coshocton. The steam locomotive has been taken off the passenger special when the loco pauses for servicing at the Morgan Run shops. The F units finish the trip as we watch the train arrive at the Coshocton depot.